What up, Tube? What are we doing today? Well, we're gonna work on the 53. That's the 53 right there that you heard. So what do we need to do? Well, we got a junk guy coming through our community later on this week, and we know that this door was the bad door. And just to recap, let's open this guy up. And as you can see, the corrosion's really bad here on the door frame. We also got a spot that you can't see, but it's on the bottom here under the frame. This whole door is gone, and we got two new doors, or newer doors in much better condition that we're going to use. At least this passenger side front door will be replaced. So we've already torn this one apart. As you see, the door card's off. We've accessed the panels, but what do we got to do is we got to take this glass off. We got to take this glass out. We got to take the track out. We got to take the door handles off. We got to remove this exterior trim and that guy, because we're going to need all of that later. And at that point, we can take this door off, which shouldn't be too difficult. It's heavy. And then we can take this old seat frame out, because we're not going to reuse it. The bottom flanges what bolt to the floor are broken, and we're going to take this guy out, and we're going to drag everything out to the front of the house so they can be picked up and properly disposed of by our metal recycling junk guy that comes around every once in a while. I know he's coming in a couple of days, so we're going to get on this. We're going to pull the Porsche out. We're going to move this over because we got our new wheel casters on, and we're going to get going on it. All right, so we are working on getting these. Well, this is the door handle. This is the window crank, and this is the window lever for the A window right here. So we just pulled this guy off, and I'm going to show you how these are put on. We're going to get a special tool, and we ordered it this morning, so we're not going to have it for probably a week or two. But I'll show it to you when I get here, because we got to do three other doors. But these have a little clip that holds the handle onto the crank, and the crank is threaded. Oh, I'm sorry, not threaded, but knurled. So the way this goes is this is your little clip guy right there. Okay, so when this is assembled, the clip goes back onto here. Okay, it slips on, so don't lose that guy. And when the clip is on here, this goes on top of it like so. Get out of there. And this goes like that. So essentially, when the clip is on, it'll fit right into there, and as soon as it gets past these knurls right here, the clip will attach itself into this slot, allowing it to stay in place. Now, how did we do it, since we don't have this fancy special tool? Well, keep your stuff organized. First of all, lighting. It's a cool Ryobi light I picked up at a big box store, Home Depot, locally to me. I have a lot of Ryobi batteries, so we figured let's get one that we could bring portable like this. We do have good overhead lighting, but in these darker spaces, this works really well. I also have my trusty flashlight, but I picked this guy up. Whoop, dropping tools. Picked this guy up right here. Let's go out here. This is, I think it's called the Cyclops. There you go. We ordered it on Amazon. It was $25. It's got 3 functions: low, medium, high. That's high. Low, medium, high, off. Comes in a few different colors. It's got a magnet on the bottom. I put a piece of masking tape on it. But there you go. So this is kind of neat when you're working on old cars like this. You can get that guy to just stick where you need it to. Okay. After we've taken the glass out, okay, we are going to have to remove the window crank handle. So what I did is, you saw on the table, and I showed you the one for the this one. It's got a plate between the handle, and the clip sits in between that plate. So we have to retract it. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing it away with the spatula, and then I can insert my screwdriver and push the clip out. Now, from what I can see, you're not going to be able to see it very well here, but the top of the clip, so the open end of the clip, is up here. The round closed end of the clip is on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this so we can get the bottom of the clip up here, so we can just reach in and pop it out. All right, so to remove this window, to remove that window, we got a few screws we need to remove. So we're going to take that one and that one off, and then up here we got a couple more. You see those two guys, and then one in this very corner here. That should loosen us up and let us pop it out. So we're going to go ahead and get that taken care of. So what we're doing is we're using our impact screwdriver because we're using our impact screwdriver because it's got a wider handle, and I have different bits on it that are wider. So this one's stuck. This one is moving. We got these two top ones that I'll use what I believe is a type 3. We got to be careful, but a type 3 bit. And yeah, those aren't going to work. So we did spray this down with some WD-40. I'll do a little more. Get a hammer and knock those free. All right, so these top ones up here, I'm not using a socket. What I did is I took my thicker bit, okay, off of my impact screwdriver, and I put it in an 8mm socket, and then I used an extension because I can't really hammer down into this area. So that being said, we ended up putting it onto this extension, and I apologize for the lighting. We're just trying to adjust it here. Okay, we're good. So I put my impact screwdriver bit onto an 8mm extension and an extension on my 1/4" ratchet. This is allowing me to push down on it to hold it in place and break it loose. Okay, this one's loose. I can get it with a screwdriver from there once it's loose. Now this other guy, the head is really messed up. It's very oxidated. I'm going to try to do the same on this one. Okay, and we went with a 4 size one, and you see that? So that allowed us to snap it. The head was fine. It's rotating. By using the ratchet, you get more leverage. Okay, that way we're not slamming onto these screws with an impact screwdriver, which does work. And in this area, it's fine on the door. But here close to this glass, the glass has already got a little crack in it. We don't want to ruin the glass further. We can't really reuse this corner, but we want to maintain it in one piece. Well, it's safer, less of a mess, etc. And I'm going to give this guy... Got it. Hear that? We got lucky. We're dealing with 1953 bolts that are very oxidated. You'll take all the luck you can get. So we're going to take these, our 4 guys are loose. We're going to take them off, and let's see if we can't pull this guy out. So showing y'all what we are using to loosen some of these up. This is the bits I have. Now these are larger. These go into an 8mm socket, but they're designed for my impact screwdriver. Okay, but what I did is I put it on an 8mm socket on an extension of my 1/4" ratchet, just to give it some torque and push against it, because sometimes you don't need to bash on it. Test it lightly. If it doesn't break, don't force it, because these are old heads on the screws, from 1953. A lot of them are oxidated. If they don't give right away, trying not to mess up the head so it's easier to take off, and you don't have to drill them out. We got lucky so far. Getting back. All right, we got the top side corner windows screws out. So it's loose up there, and when I take it out, I'll show you where all the little screws are. So we got the big screws out, you saw me do that. The little screws on the perimeter, I'll show you that when it's out because it'll be easier to see. these screws are for the main door window, the big window. So this will loosen it off the actual mechanism. So there's a total of 4. I just sprayed them down. I'm going to sit for a second. We're going to take the screwdriver and put it on there. And from what I can see, now, here's the thing. I've never done this before. So from what I can see, it all comes out with this part. This centerpiece here is loose. And I believe this all comes out as one. So we're going to test it out. We're going to be very careful. Again, we're trying to avoid breaking the glass. Safety first. Put some safety glasses on first. And then I'm probably going to put some gloves on just in case. All right, we'll be back. All right, so I just took a look. And this track, sorry for the bright, but that track, as we come down, is held on right here with a 9/16 bolt. So we're going to break that loose real quick here. And that did not fight us. So it's loose. We're going to get that off and we're going to keep going. Again, first time doing it. We got one little bolt that was hiding from us and it's right there. So I'm going to go grab my 7/16 and loosen that guy up. That should allow me to pull this out, the corner mirror out, the corner window out, because it'll drop this mechanism which is attached to the bracket for the corner window. So this will drop down into here from what it looks like, allowing me to dip the corner window down and out. So let's get it done. All right, we got it all out. So this is the mechanism that was attached to the door. So this went right here, okay? So that last 7/16 bolt went on this spot, which slides into here and bolts into there, okay? Once that's out, this will drop and you can get it through the lower access panel, which I showed the previous clip. And you can slide this guy out of its hole. This is the larger 9/16 nut we took off. So the whole track is attached to the corner window on the 53. So this probably applies to the 54, 53 and 54 Bel Air. So once this is off, you can move this guy out of its slot and this whole thing will twist out and pull out carefully like that. Now, it does have a spot where the main glass will drop down and hold, okay? So it won't go lower it beyond the track and it'll sit there for a second and then you can lift it very carefully and just slide it out. So, we got no glass. It's all out. Now we got to work on this trim and the other handles. But, just to recap, take that off. The screws come out. 2 screws come out. The perimeter screws, which are along here, all come out. Okay. The 9/16 nut that's here comes out. The 7/16 bolt that's here comes out. The track pulls this way, slides out. This glass will actually sit down here. There's a stop right below the track. You can rest it on there carefully and then work it up and pull it out and out. All right, that's how you do a 53 Chevy glass. Now we're going to work on the rest. All right, I'm back inside, cleaned up. Yeah, so that's how you remove the front corner window and front driver's side door window. And the same will apply to the rear door windows if you have a 4-door, or if you have a 2-door, same situation. So that's how you remove it. This would apply for just about everything from a 1949 to 57 Chevy. But specifically on a 53, 54 Bel Air, 210, etc., that chassis model, sedan and coupe, or 2-door and 4-door, however they called it back then. But yeah, so that's how I do it. Next video, next week, we'll go ahead and show you how we remove the door and getting that ready for the junk guy. So thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe, notification bell, and leave us a comment. Have a great week. God bless.